The slave market of Zartan Prime was loud and cruel. Strange alien voices filled the air. Metal cages stood in long rows, stacked one over another. Inside them were beings from many worlds. Some were strong, some were broken. All of them were owned. At the center of the market stood a raised platform. Bright white lights shone down as an auctioneer shouted prices. Rich buyers watched with cold eyes. To them, slaves were tools, nothing more. At the far end of the platform, one small cage was almost ignored. Inside it sat a young alien female. Her skin was pale blue, marked with old scars. One of her arms was weak, wrapped in a worn band. Her clothes were torn and dirty. She did not cry. She did not beg. She only looked down, hiding her face. The auctioneer cleared his throat and pointed at her. "Next item," he said with no interest. "Female, no combat skills, no work value, weak body, from a dead race." Some buyers laughed. "Why bring trash here?" one of them shouted. Another said, "She won't survive a week." The auctioneer shrugged. "Starting price, 50 credits. Silence. No one raised a hand. The price dropped. 30 credits. Still nothing. The alien girl closed her eyes. She already knew how this ended. If no one bought her, she would be taken away. Some slaves were recycled. Some were worse than dead. 15 credits, the auctioneer said, sounding annoyed. A few heads turned, but no one cared enough. Then a quiet voice came from the crowd. 12. The auctioneer froze. The crowd turned to look. A human male stood there. He wore old travel clothes and boots with worn soles. His ship badge showed he was a free trader, but not a rich one. In his hand was a small credit chip. People laughed. 12 credits, someone mocked. You can't even buy food for that. The auctioneer frowned. Human, are you serious? Yes, the human replied calmly. 12 credits. The auctioneer looked around, hoping for a higher bid. None came. No one, he asked the crowd. Silence. Sold, he said with a bored tone. To the human, for 12 credits. The cage door opened with a sharp sound. The alien girl's heart pounded. Her hands shook as the control collar around her neck unlocked. She did not look up. She expected pain. Orders. Chains. The human walked closer. He did not rush. He did not smile. He stopped in front of the cage and knelt down, so they were at the same level. You can stand, he said softly. She did not move. Most masters shouted. This one did not. Slowly, she lifted her head. For the first time in many cycles, someone looked at her like a person, not like property. The human pressed a small button on the cage. The door slid fully open. You are free, he said. The words hit her harder than any whip. Free? She stared at him, confused. Slaves were never free. Not here. Not anywhere. This is a trick, she whispered in her own language. The human shook his head. No trick. He reached out and removed the metal cuffs from her wrists. Then he stepped back. I paid for your freedom, he said. You don't owe me anything. Around them, the market went quiet. Buyers stared. Guards watched closely. A slave set free without orders was rare. A slave set free immediately was almost unheard of. The alien girl's legs felt weak. She stepped out of the cage, expecting someone to stop her. No one did. The human turned and started walking away. She followed, still waiting for the moment when he would command her to stop, or kneel, or obey. It never came. They reached the edge of the market, where old ships rested on cracked landing pads. The human stopped near a small, damaged transport ship. This is my ship, he said. You can leave if you want. She looked at the ship, then at him. Why? She asked again. He thought for a moment. Because no one should live in chains. Something broke inside her. She had been called useless, weak, worthless, a mistake of evolution. Yet this human had spent his last credits on her. She bowed her head, not in submission, but in respect. The galaxy believed her race was dead. But as she stood beside the human, free under an open sky, Something long forgotten stirred inside her. Hope. And far beyond the market. Forces older and stronger than anyone there had begun to notice. The ship was small and old. Its metal skin was scratched, and one engine made a low, tired sound. To the alien girl, it looked like a coffin that could fly. She stood at the ramp, frozen. Most masters force slaves inside ships. This human did not. He waited. "You can come in," he said calmly, "or you can walk away. Your choice." Choice. The word felt dangerous. Slowly, she stepped inside. The ship smelled of oil and warm metal. Not blood. No cages. No chains. Just 2 seats and a small sleeping space. The door closed with soft sound, not a lock. The ship lifted off. As Zarthan Prime faded into darkness, the alien girl felt her chest tighten. She had left the market alive. That never happened. The human sat in the pilot seat, focused on the controls. He did not stare at her. He did not watch her like an owner. Minutes passed in silence. Then her knees gave out. She collapsed to the floor. The human reacted instantly. He unbuckled, rushed to her side, and caught her before her head hit the metal. "Easy," he said. "You're safe." Safe. Another word that hurt. He carried her to the small sleeping area and placed her gently on the bed. From a storage box, he took out water and food, simple ration bars. "Eat slowly," he said. "Your body is weak." She expected him to leave. He stayed. At first, she did not eat. She watched him through half-closed eyes. Masters always waited for something. Obedience, fear, gratitude. This human only waited to see if she was breathing. When she finally took a bite, tears filled her eyes. The food was plain, but it was hers. No one counted her bites. No one threatened her. After some time, she spoke. "Why did you buy me?" she asked. He did not answer right away. Finally, he said, "I didn't buy you. I bought your freedom." "That is the same thing," she replied softly. "No," he said, "it's not." She turned her face away. Human self-slaves, too. His jaw tightened. "Some do. They are wrong." The ship jumped into hyperspace. Blue light filled the room. The alien girl flinched. "You don't have to be afraid," he said. "No one is chasing us." She laughed, a broken sound. Someone always chases. The human looked at her carefully now. "What is your name?" She froze. Slaves did not have names. They had numbers. "I don't have one," she said. He frowned. "Everyone has a name." She swallowed. "It was taken from me." He nodded slowly. "Then you can choose a new one, when you're ready." Another silence. The ship flew on. Hours later, alarms suddenly beeped. The alien girl sat up, fear rushing back. The human checked the scanner. His face grew serious. "A long-range ping," he said. "Someone scanned us." Her blood ran cold. "They found me," she whispered. "You must leave me. Now." He turned to her. "No, they will kill you," she said. "Or worse." He stood and walked closer. "Listen to me." She looked into his eyes. "I made a promise when I paid those credits," he said. "Not to them. To myself." He knelt in front of her, just like in the cage. "I promise no one will own you again," he said. "Not as long as I breathe." The ship shook slightly as it exited hyperspace. On the screen, empty space appeared. No enemy ships. Just silence. The ping faded. The alien girl's hands trembled. She waited for the truth, for the lie to fall apart. It did not. Days passed. The human taught her small things. How to use the food heater. How to read basic galactic signs. He never touched her without asking. Never raised his voice. Slowly, she began to watch him when he was not looking. This human was not strong. His ship was weak. He had little money. Yet he stood against fear like it was nothing. One night, while the ship drifted quietly, she spoke again. "If they knew who I am," she said, "they would burn world to take me." He did not laugh. "Then we won't let them know," he said. She closed her eyes. For the first time since her capture, she slept without nightmares. But deep in space, far beyond human maps, an ancient system stirred. A signal had been sent, not to hunters, not to slavers, but to something far older, and it had just learned one simple truth. The last key of a lost planet was free. The ship moved in silence through deep space. No stars nearby, no trade routes, just darkness. The alien girl sat alone, watching the faint light of the control panel reflect on the walls. Her hands were steady, but her thoughts were not. Every jump, every quiet moment, pushed the truth closer to the surface. She had hidden it for years. Hidden it while she was hunted. Hidden it while she was chained. Hidden it while her people were erased. The human was checking the engine when the lights flickered. Once, twice, then stopped. He looked up. That's strange. Her heart skipped. What? She asked. Power spike, he said. Not from us. The scanners beeped softly. Not an alarm. A warning. She stood slowly. We should leave. He shook his head. Nothing is there. She wanted to believe him, but she felt it, a pressure in her chest. A pull, like gravity without a planet. The ship drifted closer to a lonely star system. One planet circled the star, dark and silent. No lights, no signals. A dead world. The human stared at the screen. Records say this planet died 10,000 years ago. Her breath became shallow. We must not stop, she said. He turned to her. You know this place. She did not answer. The ship shook again, this time harder. Warning lights turned red. The human grabbed the controls. Something is pulling us in. The planet grew larger on the screen. Its surface was cracked, gray, and scarred. Dead, or so it seemed. I need to tell you something, she whispered. He looked at her, waiting. She closed her eyes. My people were not destroyed, she said. We were shut down. He frowned. What does that mean? She stepped closer to the screen. This planet, it is not a planet. The ship crossed the outer atmosphere. The surface below began to glow. Lines of light spread across the land like veins waking from sleep. The human's eyes widened. That's impossible. She opened her eyes. This world is a machine, she said, and I am its key. Silence filled the ship. The planet responded. The glow grew brighter. Towers rose from the ground. Ancient structures unlocked one by one. The dead world was breathing again. The ship stabilized. No crash. No damage. The human whispered, You did this? She shook her head. I didn't activate it. It felt me. She sat down slowly, like her strength was leaving her. My race were not rulers, she said. We were guardians. We were born with a bond to living worlds. Planet minds. Defense cores. Systems older than empires. He listened without interrupting. When the galaxy learned this, she continued, they feared us. So they hunted us. They killed most of us. The rest were captured. She touched her chest. I survived because they thought I was weak. The ship's screens suddenly changed. Countless weapons appeared beneath the planet's surface. Shields formed around the atmosphere. Power levels rose beyond anything the human had ever seen. This planet can destroy fleets, she said softly, or protect worlds. The human took a slow breath. And you never told me. I was afraid, she said. Everyone who learned the truth tried to use me. He looked at her. And you think I will? She did not answer. Instead, she lowered her head. If you want to sell me, you can buy entire systems with this knowledge. The ship was silent, except for the low hum of awakened power. The human walked to her. She tensed. He stopped a few steps away. I bought your freedom for 12 credits, he said. I don't plan to sell it. Her eyes filled with tears. You don't understand, she said. This power will bring war. Then we choose how it is used. He replied. The planet finished its activation. A single signal pulsed outward into galaxy. Short, old, clear. Somewhere far away, ancient systems stirred. Hidden watchers noticed. Lost enemies remembered. And deep in space, forces that once wiped out her race turned their eyes back toward the stars. The human looked at the screen. Did it send something? She nodded slowly. Yes, she said. What? She met his eyes. A wake-up call. Far away, fleets began to move. The secret was no longer hidden, and the galaxy was about to learn the true cost of 12 credits. The signal did not scream. It whispered, but the galaxy heard it. Across distant systems, ancient sensors awakened. Old war maps updated themselves. Names long erased from history returned to active status. Guardian Key, active, on the human ship. Silence fell heavy. The alien girl stood near the screen, watching faint data streams fade into nothing. Her hands were clenched. They will come, she said. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Soon. The human checked the scanners again. Empty space. No ships. We still have time, he replied. She shook her head. Time is never on our side. The ship jumped to hyperspace. Moments later, alarms exploded. Red lights flashed. The human grabbed the controls. That's not possible. We jumped clean. The scanner filled with shapes. Ships tearing out of hyperspace behind them. Too many. Not slavers. Warships. They found us already, she whispered. The lead vessel was massive, black and sharp-edged. Its signal marked it as a collector-class dreadship, a ship used only to capture things too dangerous to destroy. A message broke through. This is the United Galactic Authority. A cold voice said, Power down and surrender the asset. Asset. The human's jaw tightened. She is not an asset. The reply came instantly. You have no claim. Step away or be erased. The ship shook as a warning shot passed close. The alien girl grabbed his arm. You must let me go. They won't kill you if you comply. He looked at her. And what happens to you? She did not answer. He turned back to the screen. No. The human pushed the engines past safe limits. The ship screamed as it fled deeper into hyperspace. Behind them, the fleet followed. They're locking our jump path, he said. They're hurting us. She looked at the star map. One system blinked faintly. There, she said. The dead world. He hesitated. That planet is a weapon. Yes, she replied, but it obeys me. The ship burst out of hyperspace near the dark planet. The moment they appeared, the planet reacted. The surface glowed again. The human felt it this time. A deep hum, like the world itself was alive. The pursuing fleet emerged behind them. Weapons charged. The human whispered, If we start this, there's no going back. She met his eyes. They already started it. She placed her hand on the console. The planet answered. A massive energy shield rose around the world, covering the ship as well. Enemy fire struck the shield and vanished. The fleet halted. Shock rippled through their formations. The dreadship moved forward. Another message came through. Tense now. Deactivate the planet. This is your final warning. The alien girl stepped forward, her voice steady. This world is under my protection. The dreadship fired. The planet responded. A single beam of light cut through space. Clean, precise. One warship vanished, sliced into nothing. The fleet panicked. Formations broke. Weapons fired wildly. The planet did not chase. It waited. The humans stared. You could destroy them all. She nodded. Yes. Then why don't you? Because power without control is what killed my people. The dreadship tried to flee. The planet locked it in place. She raised her hand slightly. The dreadship's weapons powered down. Its engines died. Silence returned. A message blinked onto the screen. Stand down. The human exhaled slowly. The alien girl lowered her hand. Her knees almost gave out. He caught her. You didn't have to protect me, she said weakly. I know, he replied. I chose to. Across the galaxy, the message spread fast. A lost guardian had awakened. A human stood beside her, and an entire fleet had failed to take her by force. Councils argued. Empires panicked. One truth became clear. The galaxy could no longer ignore them. And next time, it would not come with warnings. The silence after the battle felt unreal. Broken ships drifted in the dark. Energy trails faded like dying stars. The massive dreadship floated helpless, its power systems dead, its weapons cold. The dead world was not dead anymore. The planet glowed with soft blue light, calm and steady, like a giant heart beating in space. On the human ship, no one spoke. The alien girl sat on the floor, her back against the wall. Her face was pale. The power she had used left her weak. The human knelt beside her. "You saved us," he said quietly. She shook her head. "No, the planet did." He looked at the screen. "It obeyed you." She closed her eyes. "It trusted me." Outside, the planet changed. Huge structures rose from the surface. Ancient towers unlocked. Massive rings of energy formed around the world. Old defense systems came online. This was not just a weapon. This was a guardian world. Long-range signals spread out in every direction. Not attacks. Messages. Across the galaxy, systems received the same words. Protect, not conquer. The human frowned. "It's sending messages." She nodded. "It is calling other worlds like it." He stared. "There are more?" "Yes," she said. "Hidden, sleeping, waiting." The dreadship sent a message. "Guardian." The commander said, "We were wrong. We thought you were a weapon. We see now you are a system." She stepped forward and answered. "I am not a system," she said. "I am a person." Silence. Then another message came. "What do you want?" the commander asked. She looked at the human. He nodded slightly. "No more chains," she said. "No more slave markets. No more hunting my kind. No more taking freedom." The commander hesitated. "You have no authority to demand this." The planet answered for her. Power levels rose. Weapons unlocked. The dreadship trembled. The commander's voice changed. "We will comply." The human whispered. "You just ended a war before it started." She shook her head. "No, I ended a cycle." Across the galaxy, news spread fast. Slave empires shut down markets. Hunting fleets returned home. Councils passed emergency laws, not because they became good, but because they became afraid. Yet humans reacted differently. Human worlds sent aid ships, medical ships, food convoys, no weapons, just help. The alien girl watched the human messages with tears in her eyes. "They are not afraid," she said. The human smiled. "We are stubborn." Days passed. The planet continued to awaken. Oceans formed. Skies cleared. Green life returned. Cities grew from ancient machines. The world was alive. One night, the alien girl stood on the ship's ramp, looking at the glowing planet. "I was born to guard worlds," she said, "but I never chose one." The human stood beside her. "You can choose now." She looked at him. "And you?" "I go where I'm needed," he replied. She reached out and took his hand. "Then stay," she said. "This world will need humans too." He nodded. "Then it will have them." Far away, hidden forces watched in silence. Old enemies, old hunters, old empires. They saw a guardian world awaken. They saw a human stand beside it. And they began a plan. Because fear had failed, force had failed. So next they would try lies. The galaxy did not attack. It talked. Messages flooded in from every direction. Diplomatic channels opened that had been silent for centuries. Flags, symbols, and seals filled the human ship screens. Empires wanted meetings. Councils wanted treaties. Corporations wanted rights. The alien girl watched it all in silence. "They don't see me," she said. "They see the planet." The human nodded. "That's why we listen carefully." The first delegation arrived in golden ships, smooth and shining. Their leader spoke with soft voices and sharp smiles. "We bring peace," they said, "protection, wealth." They offered fleets, cities, technology beyond human reach, all for shared control of the guardian world. The alien girl felt cold. The human answered calmly. "No." The leader smiled wider. "You misunderstand. This is not a request." The planet reacted, not with weapons, with silence. Every system in the golden ships Shut down at once. No damage. No deaths. Just power gone. The ships drifted helplessly. The message was clear. Next came another empire. Then another. Each offered something different. One promised to end all wars. One promised to make her a queen. One promised humans a place above all species. Each time, the answer was the same. No. The alien girl began to see the pattern. They are not afraid of me, she said. They are afraid of losing control. Yes, the human replied, and that makes them dangerous. Then came the quiet ones. A small group arrived with no flags, no weapons, no demands. They spoke softly. We wish to study you, they said, to understand your kind. Knowledge should be shared. The alien girl sensed something wrong. She felt the planet tense. They lie, she said. The human leaned forward. Leave. The group smiled and left peacefully. 3 days later, the planet intercepted a hidden transmission. Plans, genetic extraction, replication, control. The human closed his eyes. They wanted to copy you. She hugged herself. I am tired of being a prize. He looked at her, then stopped being one. She looked up. How? He stood and faced the open channel. This guardian world recognizes one thing only, he said. Choice. He sent a single message to the galaxy. The guardian world is not for sale. It belongs to no empire. It answers to one law. Freedom. The reaction was immediate. Markets crashed. Alliances broke. Threats were made. Some called the human a fool. Some called him a traitor to his species. Human leaders contacted him. You are giving up power, they said. He replied, power that requires change is not worth keeping. The alien girl stepped beside him. I choose humans, she said, not as rulers, as partners. The planet reacted. New signals spread. Guardian worlds responded. One by one, hidden systems awakened, not weapons, but shields. Safe zones, places no fleet could attack. Refuge worlds. Across the galaxy, slaves escaped. Chains failed. Tracking systems died. Markets collapsed overnight. The galaxy panicked. An empire leader screamed into a council feed. Do you know what she is worth? The human answered before anyone else could. She is worth more than your empire, he said. And that is why you will never own her. Silence fell. For the first time, the galaxy understood. This was not a war for territory. This was a war for control. And control was slipping away. Far in the shadows, the oldest enemies made their final decision. If they could not own the Guardian, they would destroy her. The attack did not come with warnings. No messages, no demands, no chance to talk. From the dark edges of known space, the oldest enemy moved. They did not send fleets. They sent silence. Stars went dark along the outer systems. Communication died. Navigation failed. Entire regions vanished from galactic maps. The alien girl felt it before anyone else. They're erasing space, she whispered, not conquering it. The human looked at the data feeds. Nothing made sense. Who are they? He asked. She took a deep breath. The ones who ended my people. The planet reacted instantly. Guardian systems across the galaxy linked together. Shields formed. Refuge worlds sealed themselves off. Millions of lives were protected, but not all. The enemy had one goal. Her. A distortion open near the Guardian world. Not a ship, not a weapon. A tear in space. The human stood firm. Can the planet stop it? She shook her head. Not without destroying the system. Then we don't use it, he said. She looked at him in shock. That tear will kill you. He smiled slightly. I know. He walked toward the control platform. What are you doing? She asked. I'm keeping my promise. She grabbed his arm. You don't have to die for me. I'm not dying for you, he said. I'm standing with you. The enemy spoke at last. A voice that did not belong to a body. Surrender the key. The alien girl stepped forward. I will not be owned. The voice replied. Then you will be erased. The human placed his hand on the planet interface. Not to fire weapons. to open something else. Human code, human chaos, human will. The guardian world hesitated. Then it listened. The human was not trying to control it. He was trusting it. The planet changed its response. Instead of attacking the tear, it sealed it, not with force, with balance. The tear collapsed. The enemy screamed, not in pain, but in shock. This had never happened before. The oldest enemy retreated. Across the galaxy, systems slowly returned to normal. Stars came back online. Maps stabilized. The threat was gone. The human collapsed. She caught him. He was alive. Weeks later, the galaxy met again. Not to demand. To learn. Slave markets were gone. Not moved. Gone. Guardian worlds remained active, but silent, watching. The alien girl stood on the surface of her world, now green and alive. Oceans shimmered under warm light. The human stood beside her. History recorded the event simply. A human bought a slave for 12 credits. He did not gain power. He gave it away. The galaxy changed not because of a weapon, but because someone chose freedom over fear. The alien girl looked at the sky. I was worth a planet, she said. The human shook his head. No, you were worth more. And it only cost 12 credits. Far into the future, children across many worlds would learn this story, not as a legend of war, but as a lesson that the smallest choice can change the entire galaxy.